Hi friends, welcome to Happy Nursing. I am Ila and today I will discuss about pragmatism. In my previous video I discussed about naturalism and it was a very long video. So I have divided this video into two parts. Today we will just discuss the principles of pragmatism and the aims of education under pragmatism. So let's get started. What is pragmatism? It is a philosophy that deals with the practical utility of things. A pragmatist lives in the world of facts and not in a world of ideas. The term pragmatism comes from a Greek word pragma, which means action. Achieving results, that is getting things done, is often said to be pragmatic. So it means to do, to make, or to accomplish. Pragmatism says beliefs and ideals are true if they are workable, otherwise false. That means the ideas, policies and proposals which we follow in our life should have some usefulness, workability and practicality. It also says nothing is fixed, everything is changing. Means today a statement may be proved true, but tomorrow the same statement can be proved false by someone else. And pragmatism always believes on facts which are experimented and which are verified. For example, at the ancient times, people used to believe that earth is flat. But then, as the years passed by, it was proved that earth is round. That's why daylight is not distributed in all parts of the earth at a time. Because only a part of the earth's surface can face the sun at a time. Other parts are either midway of the day, dawn, evening or night. We have all these explanations and proofs in our hand. So we believe that this is a truth. But if in future some other groups of scientists and scholars explain it in a different way with different proofs, and if we also can understand the proofs, then the truth will change for us. Next, we will discuss the aims of education according to pragmatism. Aim of education is dynamic in nature. Dynamic is something which is constantly changing. According to pragmatism, education should enable a child to create new values in his life, because life is subject to change continuously. I am doing a job today. I may not have it tomorrow for some reason. So in that case, till today, I was having some certain values. From tomorrow, I have to build new ones, because my whole life will be changed. How can I keep on going with the same values, right? Suppose I do a lot of charity. Will I be able to continue if I don't have my own means of earning livelihood? No, obviously. So what will I do? I will keep it on hold for some time, arrange something for myself, and then again I can start doing charity once I save enough for myself and my family. So education must prepare the students for that. The main focus is the present and the future. The main focus of education is not the social heritage of the past, but the good life in the present and the future. History is important to grow as a person, but only focusing on the history, the past heritage, and the prosperity that was inherited in the past is not at all useful, isn't it? It's just a waste of time. When will it be useful? Because I have said, pragmatists always believe in something which is useful, something which has a significance in our life. When we will connect the past with our present and future, then it will be useful. We had so much of wealth in our country. Very nice. Our country was very rich. Okay. But knowing that much is not enough. Education should help us focus on the present condition of our nation. Because life has not stood still from the point when our country was rich. It has come a long way. So education under pragmatism should teach the students what? The practical thing. That our country was very rich once, but today we have several problems like poverty, unemployment, etc., which we can solve if we work hard. So we should work on that and be a responsible citizen so that we can eradicate those problems for our future generations. The aims are always determined by individual, not by any organization. Pragmatist does not lay down any aims for the students in advance. As everyone's life is dynamic in nature, aims also keep changing for different students depending on their interests, abilities and needs. For example, a student who is very poor, coming from a small village, having a huge family with a large number of stomachs to feed, may have the aim of passing in exams at any cost and getting a job in town to make their ends meet, to earn just enough to feed everyone. That is his aim. Another student who is coming from a very rich family and who clearly has the privileges, after graduation, he may have the aim of going for masters, followed by PhD or MBA, or doing research or joining an MNC. So you see the difference? The example I gave demonstrates the difference of needs. Aims can always be determined according to the difference of interests also. Activity and experience is essential for creating new values. For the creation of new values, activity and experience is essential. As I have said earlier, that education in pragmatism will help the students to create new values. Now, how will it be done? Education should provide physical, intellectual, moral and aesthetic activities to the students. Those activities will help them to create new values. For example, we all know we should respect our elders, support our family and friends in need. But if a real life situation is given to a student where one of his friends have committed a crime, and then he may be asked, what would you do in such a situation? Would you support him or not? Answers will be different for each and every student. Some may say I still support him, some may say I don't, and they will create new values regarding friendship in their mind. That may be anything. They may judge their friends before trusting. They may just learn to be careful before trusting. Whatever it may be, that argument doesn't belong here. Whatever I am trying to say is that it will help them to modify their values depending on the activity and experience provided by education. Direct impulse, interests and abilities towards the felt needs of the child. The main aim of education is to direct the impulse, interests and abilities towards the satisfaction of the felt needs of the child in the environment. What does that mean? At first, the interests and abilities of the students should be identified. Then, his needs should be assessed. What does he want? How will he be satisfied? After going through these questions, education should drive him in the desired way. For example, if we have a student, say Manish, he likes to draw portraits very much and his drawings are amazing, nearly like a professional. But Manish comes from a very poor family. He needs a job to make his ends meet and improve his family's financial condition. Then only he can have the leisure to draw portraits. Now we have his interest and ability, that is drawing portraits, and his need is to earn money. So according to the pragmatists, education should encourage Manish to move forward with his interest in drawing portraits and turn it into a profession to earn money, so that he can work according to his interests and abilities, his needs are also fulfilled and he can be satisfied as well. Adaptation to environment, construction and reconstruction of experience and development of capacities to control the environment. Pragmatism emphasizes on adaptation to environment, construction and reconstruction of experience and development of capacities to control the environment. This point has several nooks and crannies. First one is adaptation to environment, then construction and reconstruction of experience, and then development of capacities for doing what? For controlling the environment. This can be explained using an example. Suppose a nursing student has joined a private hospital after she finished her studies from a government setting. She is a novice and she is having a really hard time to adjust with the work culture there. It's very evident because everything is different. She is making mistakes, getting scolded every day, getting disturbed by that, and thus cannot work properly. Now, according to pragmatism, education should help her to know the work culture there and adapt to that environment gradually. During her service period, she will get various experiences. She will face many real-life challenges in her workplace, and in the process of encountering these experiences again and again, she will become very skilled one day, and then she can easily solve a challenge that may come through her way. She will be familiar with everyday problems and the ways to solve them, eventually developing the capacity to control the environment. All-round development of the individual. It emphasizes on all-round development of the individual. The individual must develop physically, mentally, morally, socially and aesthetically. That means pragmatism should provide such an education which will help the students to maintain good physical and mental health. He will have the understanding to distinguish between good and bad. He will learn to fulfill his responsibilities towards the society. He will also have some taste for beauty, artistry, etc. Now you may think that this is the same as the other philosophies. Yes, the goal is same, but the difference here is that these things will not be imposed on the student. He will be made to face certain real life situations where he will realize these values, and pragmatism also prepares the students to be ready for changing their values depending upon their situation if needed. Here lies the difference with the other philosophies. Next comes the principles of pragmatism. Pragmatism is built on the following principles. First one is no ultimate values. There are no fixed values for all times to come. Truth is that which gives satisfactory results when put into practice. This is more like the point where I have explained the aim of creating new values according to the situation. For example, if someone is betrayed by his friend once, value of friendship will be different to him compared to what he had before, when he had never experienced betrayal. He will have trust issues because he has experienced with his life that nobody should be trusted with closed eyes, and that is the truth for him. On the other hand, before, when he had only experienced the good side, he used to think always trust and help each other without any question. And that was the truth for him then, but now it has changed. So there is no absolute truth. Next is emphasis on experimentation. Pragmatism focuses on testing every statement by finding out its practical implications. If these implications are desirable, the statement is accepted, otherwise not. For example, someone said, "Today we have many gadgets at hand. They make our work easy and save our time and energy." Like, before sphygmomanometers were used to measure blood pressure. The machines were heavy, difficult to carry, easily breakable, also contained mercury, which is hazardous if leaked. But nowadays, most of the health settings are using digital BP machines, which are more durable, easy to carry and use, and also cost effective. So we have experimented and seen for ourselves that digital BP machines are really easy to use and save time and energy. And we have accepted the statement as a truth. Presently, we don't look for sphygmomanometers anymore, even if it is available. We generally go for digital BP machine. Next is believe in practical philosophy. Pragmatism believes that philosophy is not simply whatever we have achieved in the past. True philosophy is one that helps in the solution of practical problems of our present life. It should be practical and have some usefulness in life. This I have already explained before. Next is human development according to environment. Pragmatism believes that interaction with environment leads to growth of human personality. How? Man tries to adjust himself to the environment. In this process, he not only adapts to the environment, but also tries to mold the environment according to his needs, purposes, and desires. Friends, do you remember the example about the nursing student I gave in the aims of education, who joined a private hospital and faced several challenges in the new environment? At last, she adapts to the environment as well as the challenges. She not only easily solves them, but also learns to control the environment. That means she molds the environment according to her needs and desires. That is the principle of pragmatism. Next is faith in democracy. Pragmatism has deep faith in democracy. An individual can develop his personality to the maximum only through democracy, and that also leads to the development of society. So, in order to develop the society, first the individuals should be developed, and here comes the role of democracy, because a democratic social order is essential for the growth of individuals. Next is revolt against traditionalism. Whatever fulfills one's purpose and develops his life is true. So it is a revolt against traditionalism and absolutism. Here's also, you can use the example of using the modern gadgets in place of old ones like sphygmomanometer. In pragmatism, we always go against the stereotype. Whatever was going on till date may not be useful today. So we have to learn to oppose to the traditionalism and adapt the new truth which serves our purpose, which has some workability in our life. The last one is pragmatism in education. This philosophy does not believe in imparting education for its own sake. It should be enable the child to solve his daily problems and also to lead a better and happier life by creating new values. I think this is self-explanatory. I have given plenty of examples before, which you can relate to this point. So that was all for today. In our next video, we will discuss about the concept of student-teacher teaching method. How should the curriculum be under pragmatism? The concept of discipline and the limitations of pragmatism. If you like this video, then please like and share this video and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.